How bad can a laptop be before you decide it's just unqualified for the job?
Really?
I bought this absolute stinker long ago when I knew nothing about computers. But choosing a good laptop comes down to only 4 key components you need to be aware of. It's simple, even though it seriously seems like everyone is trying to confuse you when choosing a laptop.
Inspiron was the best laptop, as was this Acer Nitro.
The AI Pro Max Plus Premium
Each laptop CPU is going to have a name.
And most people end up either spending too much or with a computer that is just not up for the task. So today we're taking a look at this piece of crap to make some clarity and decide if it's worth keeping or not. Oh man, HP mate, you'd think it was good, but this one really isn't. It was a mid-range laptop in like 2019. Yeah, booting is not exactly its specialty. Come on mate. There we go. The screen is the one thing you will always be looking at, so choose wisely. Resolution, peak brightness and color gamut are the things that actually make a difference. For a decent experience, aim for at least 1080p, 400 nits and 90% sRGB and you are gonna be okay. Screens come in 2 main pixel flavors. The most widely available panel type is IPS. Good enough for any everyday task, low price, long life.
Damn good deal.
If you want very deep blacks and superior brightness, OLED screens are the better choice, although they sometimes don't last as long as IPS and are generally more expensive. This one is a 1080p IPS panel with a hopeless peak brightness of 250 nits, even a full screen brightness. In direct sunlight, I cannot see and 92% sRGB. Nothing special, but it does get a pass from me. Memory, also called the RAM, is like your computer's desk. It needs to put stuff on the desk to interact with it. If there is not enough space to open a book on the desk, the system will either refuse to open it or make space. 16GB is going to be perfectly adequate for most people. Storage is different though. It's like a library from which you take the books. You can hold much more stuff, but grabbing a book takes a lot longer than looking down at your desk. And for the love of God, have at least 512GB of storage if you don't want to be constantly deleting stuff to make space. Also, if you know you're going to store videos or a lot of photos, 1TB might be better suited for you. Let's take a look at what we have here. Don't look at the crack, it's not there. I said don't look! Oh, here we have a very lonely single 8GB stick of RAM, which made me lose important web pages many times. Curse you. I mean, curse the lack of you, which sounds weirdly romantic now that I think about it. And 512GB of storage right here. Here we can also see the battery. A laptop is portable by design, so it better be able to work without a power source for at least a few hours. The maximum battery you can possibly have is 99 Wh, since 100 is the limit that you can bring on an airplane. 41.7 Wh for around 2 hours of battery on a good day, less than 1 hour for slightly challenging workloads. 4 hours I think is the absolute minimum, so this is not enough. It died on me more than once during lectures at university while I was taking notes. Nuh-uh, dude. Nuh-uh. But battery life is not just about how big it is, but also how you use it. A power-hungry processor will kneecap your battery life. The processor is like the student doing homework at the desk. The better he is, the faster your computer will go. There are benchmarks that give you a score to compare performance in various ways if you want to get technical, but for general purpose usability, aim for at least a Core i5, Ryzen 5, Apple M1 or Snapdragon X Plus. That is the baseline for usability, since you are not going to be gaming on a machine like this. At least not well. More expensive devices will also have a second processor for graphics, which is like having a second student at the desk just for maths, which is quite handy. That helps greatly if you plan to game, edit videos or do 3D modeling. My beloved piece of crap has a Ryzen 5 3500U. According to benchmark, it is about half as fast as an Apple M1, which means that it is not that good for 2025. It deals with web surfing and other simple stuff flawlessly, but throw anything more than that at it and it will be crying for help. And yeah, 1 copper pipe and 1 screaming fan is all the cooling we have. And the worst part is that I even tried to install a second fan. I bought it, it is right here. It did fit here. However, this dude was refusing to use it. It would spin a little bit on startup, so I knew it was connected, but then when the system was under load, it would just stay still. I tried all sorts of black magic and nothing. 1 fan mate, that's it. I had never seen such stubbornness in an inanimate object. This is actually the machine I edit videos on. And the only way to make it do that is scale down the footage from 4K to 720p. Oh, this poor thing. Unfortunately, that's another failure on checklist. But there is one more bonus category, which is ports. Hardware is useless if all I have to interact with it is a couple of USB-C ports and I need to carry a dongle around. Apple. And ports, we got his mate. We have Oh my god, a headphone jack. USB Type-C, no power delivery because of course it isn't, Ethernet, HDMI, 2 USB-A ports, a power jack, and an SD card reader. But despite all of its shortcomings, I still love this piece of crap. It was my first personal computer and I just can't let it die like this. Anytime I was doing something on a computer, this guy was there. And it is flawed, but for simple stuff, it goes just fine. I will not throw away something that still works. Little side note, it has recently reached 10,000 hours of power on time. Oh, good computer. Good computer. Also, I cannot afford a decent laptop right now because they are stupidly expensive. If you want to change that, watch the video to the end, like, comment, subscribe if you want, you know the drill. So get ready because it is time for upgrades. Happy birthday, my boy, even though it's not exactly his birthday. Starting with the easiest, RAM and storage. Here I have another sticker RAM which will bring the total to a more usable 16. Ah yes, vengeance. Bruce Wayne will be proud. For the storage problem, you can get an external drive like this. And by that I mean something like this. This is a hard disk with a small disk inside that goes to store data at a reasonable speed. This is 1 terabyte. I could also buy a new battery, but most places I bring the laptop around have power outlets, including university. I can live with this as long as I carry the power brick around, which is not that bulky, it's okay. For the cooling issues, I got this. It is not steroids, it is not drugs, it is thermal paste. We need this to ensure the processor properly makes contact with the copper here to make it cool down. This stuff is designed to conduct heat very well. The thermal paste is very dry, so it definitely needed to be replaced. And that's how you enjoy bad hardware.